She wasn't just my tutor, she was the most captivating woman I'd ever met. And I think I loved her the moment she walked into that cafe. Her name was Eliza Whitmore. She had that quiet British elegance you only see in movies or museums, like she belonged in a different era altogether. It was supposed to be simple. She'd help me improve my literature grades. I'd pass my final year at Boston College, and we'd part ways. But from our first meeting, something about her felt oddly familiar, like a word on the tip of your tongue or a song you can't remember hearing before. She was never on social media, never spoke about her past. She carried herself like someone who had lived 100 lives, calm, graceful, but always watching, always listening. She loved old poetry, especially Keats and Tennyson. Sometimes she quoted them like the lines were stitched into her soul. The more time we spent together, the more her presence began to haunt me. Not in a scary way, but in a way that made my chest ache when she left. We'd meet 3 times a week at a little cafe off Commonwealth Avenue, and then sometimes we'd walk through the campus gardens. She'd tell me about the lives of dead poets like they were her friends, and then, one rainy afternoon, everything changed. I was in the university library, researching a forgotten poet for an extra credit project. The archive room was cold, dusty, and mostly untouched, a place students rarely visited. I flipped through an old Boston Herald from 1890, trying to find references to a literary group, when something made my hands freeze. It was a photograph, grainy, black and white. A group of 5 women in high-neck dresses, all smiling. But the woman on the far left, it was her, Eliza, exactly her, same face, same eyes, same slight, crooked smile. Underneath the photo, the caption read, "Local scholars from the Women's Literature Society, including Eliza Whitmore, presumed dead after her disappearance in 1890. I felt the blood drained from my face. It didn't make sense. It couldn't. I closed the paper, opened it again. The photo didn't change. It was her. I took a picture with my phone and stared at it all night. The next time we met, I couldn't stop looking at her. She noticed. "What's wrong?" she asked gently. "You're quiet today." I tried to act normal. I wanted to scream, to ask if she'd time-traveled or was a ghost or something worse. But instead, I said, "Eliza, you ever feel like you don't belong here?" She looked at me, really looked, and then nodded. All the time after that, I stopped seeing her just as a woman. I started seeing her as a mystery wrapped in layers of history I couldn't understand. My dreams turned strange. I saw her in candlelight, writing letters with a quill. I'd wake up with her name on my lips. I visited the archives again, digging deeper. Eliza Whitmore, literature scholar, age 24, vanished without a trace in the winter of 1890. No body, no suspects, no family, just gone. The rumor was that she had fallen in love with someone her family didn't approve of, and that she'd either run away or been taken. But there was no proof. When I brought the photo to her, she didn't even blink. She stared at it in silence, her eyes welling up. "Where did you find this?" she whispered. I told her. She closed her eyes. "I should have burned everything," she said. "I thought time would forget." I begged her to explain. She didn't. She just said, "Some stories shouldn't be remembered." But how could I forget? She was a ghost living among the living. Or maybe something else. She stopped tutoring me after that. Disappeared, vanished like mist. No goodbye, no messages. I tried to report her missing, but she wasn't in any school. Records her phone number. Disconnected. her address vacant. No one had seen her, not even the cafe owner, who insisted he'd never heard that name. I began to lose sleep. I started seeing her everywhere, in reflections, in crowds, in dreams that felt too real. Then, one night, I woke up to find the old newspaper on my desk. The headline had changed. It now read, "Eliza Whitmore, found dead in 2024. No known. Relatives, cause unknown," and the photo beside it. It was me, holding her hand, standing over a grave I'd never seen. The next day, I drove until I found it, a small, forgotten cemetery in a village an hour outside Boston. And there it was. Her name, Eliza Whitmore, born 1866, died the current year. Fresh soil, a bouquet of white roses, and beside it, a note in her handwriting. "You remembered me. So now I can rest." I don't know if I imagined it. I don't know if I crossed into some other world. But sometimes, when the wind is just right, I hear her voice quoting poetry under her breath. And I still carry that photograph, the one from 1890, with me everywhere, because I don't ever want to forget her again.